Welcome to Doing the Dirty Dishes. I'm your host, Stephen Quigley. Today is episode 6, my last episode for this podcast channel. Today's topic is basically it's a thank you. It's a gratitude and an homage to all of those that helped me get to where I am today, to help get me to be who I am today after 9 years of a bit of a hellish time, challenges and lots of obstacles, after having suffered a tragic accident in Philadelphia where I ended up underneath a train after being beaten and woke up a quadriplegic in a trauma center with a priest at my side. So, good and bad, a lot of people along the way have helped me get to be where I am today, and I'm thankful. I'm very grateful for that. So I'd like to talk about some of those people and what it meant to me. And so in any case, it should be noted that recovery requires so many different sides. There's emotional, there's spiritual, there's psychological, there's the financial, the mental, there's the family, the friends. There's so many different sides, the medical, the team you have. And that's one. And two, also it's important to remember that that not everybody that came along or crossed my path in my recovery was meant to be there. Some went out of their way to help. Some were guilted out of into it. Some unintentionally came upon me. Some by happenstance, where I was in different places. For example, Norbert in Amsterdam, big love brother. And all of my friends in Amsterdam, for that matter, Silvio and Sergio and everyone there, Stefan, all the help that they provide me. So everybody, even in the bigger picture, plays a role, or played a role, and still does play a role in who I am and my future. And so that's what this is about. It's a thank you for that. All those people, the visitors, the contributors, and the people who thought about me, the people that prayed for me, everyone. I don't forget who everyone is and everything that everyone has done and continues to do. So thank you so much for everything. Before I forget to say those things, the first person I want to thank is Dr. Jeffrey Ryan, who was my surgeon and also did follow-up care with me, where he was just an amazing, loving doctor. Really dapper, smart, educated. You could see he was meant to be a surgeon. He just has that awesome communication, bedside manner, just a gift for compassion, for understanding people. And so he really made me feel incredibly comfortable with my surgery. Up until that point, I wasn't really sure that I would have surgery. I did decide not to have it on my lower back and my middle back, and of which Dr. Ryan concurred. So he went in, and before he went in, before they put me under, I jokingly said to him not to ruin my golf swing. He laughed, and they said he wouldn't, and he didn't. So I still have 98% rotation in my neck. So when these legs start walking, I'm gonna start golfing. So an amazing doctor, very gifted. But the biggest gift he gave me was believing in me after the surgery. When I woke up and telling him all these different ideas I had to recover, he was always interested, and he always wanted to know what worked so that he could pass it along to other patients of his to heal. And that's powerful. That's very powerful. Next, all the supporting staff in the ICU, all the nurses and everyone that was involved in taking care of me in the ICU and the trauma center, the surgeons, the team of surgeons, all the nurses, especially Mark in the ICU, who came and played fiddle for me. That was quite amazing. And moving on there to the Rehabilitation Hospital, the chief doctor, Dr. Fried, Guy Fried, amazing doctor, very, very smart, very educated, obviously another gifted doctor. If not, he wouldn't be the chief. And I thank him for challenging me, and hopefully he thanks me for challenging him. We had quite a few battles, in which one big one over medication, over spasticity, I won. But he was a great teacher for me, and I highly respected his opinion and where he came from, even though we differed sometimes. And he gave me great care and treated me almost like a son. And I felt that, and I felt that love from all the team, from everyone at McGee, at the rehab hospital, from Kusei, Kifala Kabibi, my Iraqi nurse, an amazing person who was a translator for the U.S. Army, and then he came here and it worked for him. They gave him citizenship and they gave him money and they helped him out, and that's what they should have. They should do that for everyone, and there's other people that he knows that haven't gotten that, and so hopefully they will. But Kusei is an amazing person. So was the nurse manager on the floor, Michelle. You know, we feuded quite a few times, and but it always worked out. And again, all the people that came and visited me, you know, especially during Christmas. One day, Dennis, a close friend, and his wife Salome, and their daughter Ariana came, and they brought me some little stuffed animals and some treats and something for Christmas. And being alone in an ICU, there's nothing more lonely in the world. And for those people who came, especially during Christmas, and took that trip, took time out of their days and their schedules to come see me, thank you. And again, for the people who thought about me and prayed for me, not just the people who showed up, because that's a whole different issue to address another time too. You know, people that you expect to show up don't show up, and people that are new friends, someone like Dave Hercules, does show up in a big way. So that's how it goes. And next, the other part that was big in my recovery was the physical therapy and the occupational therapists, both at the hospital of McGee and at the outpatient center on the riverfront. I had a team of errands, 3 errands at the hospital, which were amazing, and they really taught me a lot. So did the others at McGee Hospital. And then at the outpatient center, I had an amazing team. I had probably the best physical therapist that I could ever have wished for, and her manager, Carol Owens, who was an amazing person and I still love dearly. But our relationships have broken a bit, so that's a bit sad. And Elizabeth Watson, so that's her. She's amazing. And again, like the other doctors, instilled an amazing amount of hope, courage. You know, it's so easy when you're injured and you're trying to get back. You know, I was paralyzed from my shoulders down. So when you're trying to get that back, every word makes a difference, every single word. And Liz was always there with the right word. You know, Stephen, you can do it. Stephen, you know, it'll be okay. And, you know, give it a bit more effort. Or most times she told me give it less effort. Because often I would overdo it to the point where when I would go outside after therapy, I would have to sit in my car for 1 hour, bent over the wheel, the steering wheel, to breathe, to release the muscles in my core, so that I could get my energy back enough to drive home for 30, 40, 50 minutes in traffic every day, 5 days a week. And for that matter, as far as physical therapy is concerned, the 2 biggest thank yous go out to my father and my mother, also my sisters and other friends, of course, like Hercules and Michelle and others, assisted in getting me back and forth to therapy. That was huge. That was huge. I couldn't have done it without you, and I had to get there, and I couldn't drive, and so I don't forget that, and huge gratitude for all the time you took out of your schedules, excuse me, to help me with getting to therapy. On all those mornings, the icy mornings, I remember my mom driving across the bridge one morning, white-knuckled, and I'm a pushy person. I'm a bit of a controlling person. Not so much now, after 9 years, but along the process, I still had a lot of those I had a lot of those vices that I used that really were weaknesses, but that's how they come out. They come out as strengths, but they're really weaknesses. And so I would be a bit tough on my mother, to the point where she had to give up and take a hiatus on me. And I don't really blame her for that. It's a tough thing to grapple with as a son when a mother leaves you during that type of injury. My father did the same, but he did it with money, which was a bit worse. And even my sister Maureen, who's a nurse, did the same. And I don't blame any of them. I'm sure they burned out, and I'm sure I helped them burn out. On that note, Maureen, I should say, from the beginning, actually being at the hospital and seeing me on the news, the train, knowing it was me, was an angel. From the time that she walked into the trauma center and told the doctors not to cut me, or they might pay a price later. That was good advice she gave them. So thank you for not cutting me too, doctors. I appreciate that. I like my neck. And the university allowed me to breathe. So, but anyway, along the whole way, she was an angel. She guided me through the process. She watched out for me. She was my guardian. She spoke for me when I couldn't speak. She filled out forms. She did everything. She was the most loving sister that anyone could have, and I love her. And so thank you, Maureen. Thank you for that. That was a big. That was a big sister thing. That was a big sister thing to do for your little brother. So, thank you. As well, the team at McGee, Rehab, Outpatient, all close to me. Eric, aka Dr. Eric, the other girl, young and beautiful. I could never get her name straight. And of course, Ian, who stretched me and talked with me and saw me lose money and win money. And we had all kinds of crazy conversations, and he's a local kid. So I miss Ian, he's a good guy. Hopefully we'll reunite one day. And all the others that were part of that team, the mail carrier and the muscle guy, and even the girl that I had trouble with in the beginning. I think Lisa was her name, maybe. You know, where I disagreed with her philosophy of therapy and physical therapy, and I'm sure she didn't appreciate that too much. But in any case, it caused me to have a good relationship with Carol, the manager, and so and then things ended on a bad note there. So, and I'm sorry about that too, of course, to Rose and to Rita. Nothing was ever intended. I'm a nice person, and that all kind of went haywire and went out of whack, and I said some things I shouldn't have, so I'm sorry for that. But total love for everyone at McGee, total love, total thanks. Even Scott, and the CFO, and everybody that was a part of it, in every element, I'm thankful for. Also want to thank Dr. Danny for teaching me how to make love to myself. Kind of joking, but not. He came to the hospital. He's a good friend. He's a medical doctor from Pennsylvania, and love him dearly. He gave me a eulogy before I even died that even I couldn't have written for myself. A true friend. And it's been a few years since we talked, but we spoke the other day, and it was just like old times. I love him, and I love Rufus also, his alter ego personality. But he came to the hospital and he gave me great advice. On that note, also Bill Wallace, who owns a hardscape company in Pennsylvania, came down in a wheelchair, who was at McGee himself 20 years earlier, made all those trips, the gas, the time after working. I mean, the guy goes out in a wheelchair and he cuts stone and he lays patios and he makes beautiful pools. It's just amazing. He always amazed me. He always inspired me, and he still inspires me to this date. And he's an amazing person. And so I'm really crazy thankful for Bill making all those trips. Tiger, aka Billiam, and everybody else. I don't want to forget anybody. Of course, it's very hard to get all this into a short speech, a short thank you. But I don't want to forget anyone. So anyone and everyone that was a part of that whole process. Thank you. And then that brings me also to one more doctor who helped me along the way. It still helps me today. He's a great friend and he's a mentor. And that's Dr. Neil Liebman, the chiropractor for the 76ers. He's a good friend, and he's just a great person. And like the others, like Elizabeth Watson, and like Dr. Ryan, and like Dr. Fried, and anyone else that I disagreed with, even the nice Jewish doctor, I forgot his name. We had a bit of a battle, well, a few battles, and we disagreed, but I still respected his opinion. I still respected his background, his study, his research. So I would hope that there's a mutual feeling there, and I wrote a book about it, and it's got good evidence-based support. It's called Unbreakable Mind. If anyone wants to read the story about my struggle and my journey, and all about this physical therapy and all the gifts and about family and about the good and the bad, it's a book you can read. Check it out on Amazon. It's on iTunes and Kindle and Audible.com. But anyway. So Dr. Neil, also all of his staff at his office, but Dr. Neil heals with the heart, he heals with love, and he was always there, always willing to get on the phone, to give me advice, to help me through the process, to offer me a different view, a different angle. It's one of the great things about my friends and my smart friends, of course, people that have this great introspection of life, that have gone through life and have studied and have earned the right to extrapolate things in a different way that most others cannot. And Neil's one of those friends. He can do that, and he always amazes me with his different views that he has. But he heals with his heart. He heals with love, and that's what he did. He did that for me, and he offered me months and months of free therapy with machines that cost hundreds of thousands of dollars, when added up together. And he gave me free therapy, and not being able to afford it, and living kind of poorly and living off the help of others was very humbling, especially the fundraiser, which I'll talk about next. So Dr. Neil, with everything he gave me, it meant more than words can say here, as did everything that all the doctors did for me along the way. One other keynote as far as the medical area goes is psychology, and I want to make a special thank you to two people, although of course I have everyone to thank. All my friends, all my family were all part of it. They're all part of the lessons. Sort of like the lack of compassion from my family during my injury was a gift. It taught me about self-love and compassion for myself. You see, Danny, I learned about making love to myself. But Dr. Rodney Napier and Dr. Julie Roberts, two psychologists that are renowned in their individual fields of psychology. Julie's an amazing healer, and her company is Changeworks Inc. She's out of Pennsylvania. Dr. Julie Roberts, she has a book too that she sells on her method of healing, which is amazing, and not getting into it, but it works. It works, and she helped save my life. And in 6 months, she turned me around in ways that I never thought imaginable through her methods of healing. And it's a way of releasing the emotion through acupressure, and she specializes in it, and she's amazing. And all for love and the conversations, and me smoking and not having a shirt on and going crazy and having all these crazy thoughts and having a crazy mind, because I'm a bit of a nut like that. She reined it all in, and she was great. She was a great friend. And again, we're not talking now as with some of the relationships along the way, but that's just kind of what happened, and I still love her and I still thank her. I have huge gratitude for everything that she did to help me get through my injury, and so I have all love for her. And the same for Rod, who is a close friend as well, and a mentor, and a writing mentor, and a spiritual mentor, and now he's mentoring me on other things and other projects. But he would come on Saturdays. He would go early in the morning to University of Pennsylvania to teach master's and PhD students, and then he would come across the bridge, bring lunch, and spend 4 hours with me on my couch. And what that meant for me was the world. It allowed me to get through the week, through the day. He gave me exercises, he talked to me, he listened to me, and he helped me heal, and he helped save my life. So thank you for him. Also, while I was in the hospital, I had to be moved. So thank you to my sister Maureen again, help packing. My good friend Colleen, who helped me pack, thank you a million. To my Uncle Ed, to my other uncles, Bruce and Jerry, who also helped me with renovations at my house, thank you. And everyone who helped me move without me knowing it, because I was in the hospital in an ICU bed. So thank you so much for the fundraiser, for everyone that contributed to the fundraiser in any which way. I don't know really what to say other than, wow, thank you. I couldn't have done it without you. All your contributions, little, small, big, from Brian the singer to Christine from high school, who gave $10 a month for a year or 2 years. Everybody that was a part of that fundraiser, your prayers, your love, your thoughts, people who bought the book, people who donated, people who gave me their time, people who came and took my trash out, people who cooked for me and brought me food, like my sister Bunny, or Hercules, who did all these things, or Joe, or all these other people in Amsterdam and people in all over the world who have helped me. Everyone at synchronistically have come together to make me who I am today. So the money, the time, the ear, the mentors, Pat Croce, for example, everyone who contributed in every which way, sorry, to my fundraiser. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. It's hard to cough sometimes with my injury, and I have water close by, but it causes me to have a bit of a cough that doesn't go away so quickly, so I apologize. But in any case, so everyone that was a part of that helped me, the people that came to my house, like I said, the people who gave me rides, my mother, my father, my brother, who we don't have much of a relationship, even he came and helped with electricity at my place in New Jersey. My sister Tina would send me videos from YouTube about how to drag the trash out and do all these things, even though they thought I was too lazy to do my dishes. My other sister as well, but they didn't understand what pain it required to do that, what pain I still have in my core to even sit here and give this talk, what pain I have to sit in my wheelchair, what pain I have to get on an airplane and travel around the world, what pain I have to do, what pain I have when I decide that giving my time to someone else, giving my money, my ear, my charity, whatever it is, that someone else is more important, loving and forgiving, then that's what I do. And these are all examples of people that loved me and helped me for different reasons, and that's neither here nor there, but they did. So thank you. My mother, she did shopping for me, for example, and I'm a hellish with shopping and what things you get and what you can't get in the lists and whatnot. So thank you so much for that. Again, Dave and Joe and Lenny, Muhammad, all my friends, in the United States, and all my friends where I live in Europe and in Amsterdam, part-time, that help me, that go to the markets, that get food, a candy bar, fruit. I'm too tired, you help me open the door, you help me in the bed. Everyone along the way for my whole injury, my whole recovery. My sister came the first few days that I was out of the hospital to make sure I was okay. I could get into bed. I could get out of bed. I could use the bathroom. I could shower. Again, she was an angel. Everyone were angels for me. And I'm incredibly grateful for that. Also, a great thank you to my attorney, George. All the love in the world. I know that you say I'm your greatest pro bono client, and I am actually, probably. Thank you for all your love, man. Thank you for your friendship. I don't want to say it out here. We'll see. I'll see you in a few weeks. But thank you for being a true friend. Thank you for being a real friend. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for believing in me. Thank you for all those people in the world that believed in me and that still believe in me. And thank you for all the people that were part of my company. Danny, who's now in jail. I send my heart and my love out to you. And John and Frank. Life is what it is, and there are no mistakes. There are no meetings that are mistakes, and nothing is a mistake in life, including losing my company, including my train accident, including my legs, and including everything that brought me to who I am today. So thank you to all those people who helped me become who I am today. After 9 years of walking through hell, insurmountable obstacles, I am who I am today, and I owe that huge debt of gratitude and thank you to you. This is the last episode that I have for this channel. I can tell you, stay tuned. I will be on camera again in a different format. I think you'll enjoy. I have enjoyed this process. Thank you for taking the ride along with me. If you like this or what you hear, we have a great Facebook page. That is Proverbial Wisdom, doingthedirtydishes.com. Otherwise, if you like this podcast, please share it. Please like it or comment. Thank you for taking this journey with me. Love and light. Please stay safe and healthy during this time. Thank you.